Yeah, that's right. We're back, and this ain't my first mortgage podcast. Welcome to the show where we discuss all things mortgage sales, industry news, interviews with the top mortgage professionals, and more. Strap on in, enjoy the ride, and welcome to Ain't My First Mortgage Podcast. Heather, welcome to Ain't My First Mortgage Podcast. How are you today?
Thank you, Skip. Doing awesome. How about yourself?
I am. It's great. It's Friday. It's about
Yes.
freezing outside. Y'all are going to have iguanas falling from trees down in Florida. I mean,
Yeah.
it is just ridiculous. But I'm excited to have a conversation with you today. For the listeners out there who don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Sure. Yeah. First of all, thank you for asking me. Super excited.
Oh, yeah.
My first podcast. So it is my first podcast, not yours.
It ain't mine.
Yes, I see that. So my name's Heather Arato. I wear multiple hats, but my main hat is I work with a company called the Einfach Group, where TEG is a little bit easier. We are an outsourced business processing outsource company. We work with title companies and lenders on helping them simplify and add efficiencies to their processes overall. We have offices in Bangalore, India, here in Melbourne, Florida, where I'm at, and in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So we're coming up on our 15th year anniversary. We're very proud of that. We work with some of the nation's largest companies and kind of made a name for ourselves in title curative is really where our niche is. And I know we've talked, I wear multiple hats, but the other hat that I'm very passionate about is my role with Women in Title. So Women in Title is organized by Kim Whitlock out of Colorado. And they have an excellent group of board of directors and really help pushing women forward in the title industry. You know, mortgage has done an excellent job with women, with Empower, and making sure that women really have a voice and a platform. So Kim started Women in Title, and it's just been such a movement so far. So I'm the chapter coordinator for that cause and very proud of that as well.
Very cool. Very cool. So the company you work for, you said it helps improve efficiencies, that kind of thing. Do y'all do any work? I mean, I know that you specialize in title, but do y'all do any work for other types of companies besides just title?
We do, yes. So I got tricked into title, as most title folks do.
We all got tricked into the mortgage business, so it's fine.
Yeah. So I was originally tricked into mortgage. I started out in mortgage, and that was my passion for a long time until I got fooled and went into title.
And they got you again. And
got me again. I just keep falling for these things. Like people come in and they're like, "Hey, you want a puppy?" And I'm like, "Sure, let's go." I'm following into
take the candy, get in the van.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, "Okay, let's go." But so I've always had still a toe into mortgage, and I'm getting my MLO back, and I'll have my license in MLO. Yeah. So yes, we do work with mortgage lenders too. And this year we're really focusing on expanding our footprint into mortgage companies more than what we already have. Mm-hmm. So yes, so our main clientele has been title, but we are starting to work with mortgage lenders as well.
Okay. So help me understand, whenever y'all go into a title company client, what is the most common thing that you're asked to help with?
Scalability.
Okay.
So, one thing that I know that we'll talk about is challenges, and that'll kind of go into a little bit more of where title companies are struggling right now. But without giving too much away, right now is they have a hard time scaling, whether it be up or down. So when, right now interest rates are so volatile. It was back in like October, we saw a huge surge. Mm-hmm. Nobody could keep up. Title companies were scrambling. They didn't have the staff. They didn't have the talent. Their processes were maybe antiquated. They weren't prepared to deal with such an influx of application volume. So the ones that we worked with were able to, because they have a stable partner. All of the talent problems, the scaling problems, the staffing problems, that when you work with a BPO, you don't have to worry about that because we're on the back burner. We're here when you need us, right? So when they see insert, the volume increases, we're able to step in like that. Whereas if they're not able to hold folks on the bench, right, because their overhead just goes sky high and they're not able to be profitable. So that's where a BPO company really comes into play because, most only charge for work completed. It's not like you're constantly having someone on payroll. And I know it's hard in all industries. People say that BPOs take jobs away, but it's not, it's when you're structured right and you're working with the right partner, that's not the case. BPO should really be a complement to your workforce, not taking over completely. So that scalability, I would say, going back to that's been very challenging. And I come from operations world, so I feel as though I'm able to speak to that in terms that are more understandable than just your regular salesperson sometimes. But that's the biggest, what they needed help with
Okay.
scalability.
Well, I think that helps everybody kind of understand the space. And,
Right.
I agree. I think it's about fit more than just assigning a blanket yes or no to a specific service or, or something offered like that. So very cool. I know that I kind of got you to do a little commercial there. That wasn't intentional. I just really wanted to educate everybody about, what you do. So let's shift it over to Women in Title. Now, how did you first get involved in that group?
So I saw all of the cool stuff that they were doing on LinkedIn, and I was like, hey, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So it's a very open organization. We have obviously our guidelines that we like for our chapters to follow, but it's very niche to where our chapter chairs can really develop their chapter to be what they want it to be. As long as we're serving the main focus, which is just uplifting women, giving women a platform, creating safe spaces for women. Like we have a bubble ambassador project, which we're very proud of. So if you see on LinkedIn, you probably noticed a bunch of women and even some men now. We have some men that are bubble ambassadors that have bubbles after their names. That means that they're a part of this program that we have to make sure that in the conference space in particular, that women are protected, and that if something happens, it's a little off color, that we have advocates for things. So anyway, so I saw all the cool things that Women in Title was doing, and I decided, hey, I wanted to be a part of it. I reached out to Kim Whitlock and Liz Castleman, who's the vice president, and I said, hey, tell me about it. I want to do it. So I immediately started my own chapter here in East Central Florida. We have about a dozen members right now, but it's just such an empowering group of women. We all come from different, we're not just all leadership. We have escrow agents and assistants. We have folks that join us from the mortgage industry too, just to learn, and we all collaborate. So it's just been amazing. We're growing so quickly. Like I have about 5 more chapter inquiries that just came in the past 2 days. So growing very rapidly. We have an Alta event that's coming up, Alta Edge. We're going to have a big little, yeah, that works, a big party. And it's such an important initiative. Like I said, mortgage does a great job. Title hasn't done a great job in a lot of areas. Really uplifting women has been one of them. So really excited to be a part of that.
Very cool. Very cool. So let's shift gears a little bit to how I found you, which was the Title Talk Tuesday. I came across the post and was like, oh, okay, let's see what this is about. What inspired you to kind of start doing that series?
So kind of shifting gears and going back into where I feel title struggles. And one of those areas is we don't advocate for ourselves at all. Yeah. A lot of people, even if you're in real estate, mortgage, you don't really know what title does, why we exist. We are pretty much seen as paper pushers. We delay deals. We cause headaches, and we get fingers pointed at us all the time, when that's not really the case. We are here to protect everybody, buyers, sellers, lenders, our underwriters. We serve a purpose. We're not just another line item fee on a closing disclosure, which, nobody knows why we're paying this money to this company. So I feel as though more education needs to be done, and title in general. Alta does a lot of educational things, obviously, but I don't think that it really gets out to the masses. So I said, hey, what if I started doing these fun little 60-second videos and just picking a different topic every week and trying to explain it in layman's terms, trying to make it fun? Title, I know you won't believe me, but title's not sexy. Mortgage can
What?
Yeah, I know. It's so boring.
Yeah, I think it's right up there with appraisals. That's super sexy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and that, it just, because we don't do a good job at educating what we do, why we exist, people just think that we're not needed. That's why EOLs were able to kind of slide on in there as another solution, but it's not the same as title insurance. It's just that it boils down to, it's not the same. Does it have a place? Yes, it does. But I saw that as an opportunity. It's grown, it's gotten some traction. I
Yeah.
have fun doing it. I get some good
I
feedback.
was gonna
And
say, keep it up. Keep it up.
oh,
It
well,
takes,
thank you.
yeah, it takes time to get a good followership. But yeah, that's good stuff.
Thanks.
All right. So as we keep moving on here, talk to me a little bit about what are one or two of the big hot topics in title right now. I don't just mean necessarily just in your direct market, in Florida, but if you can talk, because you are connected to a lot of people around the country, you know, talk to me a little bit about what you're hearing, what you're seeing about some hot topics in title right now that everybody in the mortgage business needs to know about.
Sure. So first and foremost would be fraud.
Okay.
Fraud is huge, it's rampant, and I know that people might get sick of hearing about it because it is
Well,
so
too bad. It's not going
I
anywhere.
know, but too bad because the reality is that scammers are getting smarter by the day, by
Yeah.
the minute, honestly. And now with AI, they've just used that tool to their advantage, which, hey, that's what we all do, right? Is use AI to our advantage. But unfortunately, scammers in the wrong hands, it's just more and more difficult to decipher if something is real or not.
Mhm.
So we have obviously payoff fraud, fraudulent payoffs was the hot topic last year. But now, we're having vacant land scams, we're having buyer impersonation, seller impersonation.
Yeah.
And
So some of the classic ones are making a comeback.
they are straw buyers. I even heard a case of another straw
Mhm.
buyer. And I'm like, man, I thought we were smart enough to not fall for that stuff again,
No,
but it's
no.
coming back. So fraud is hot. Wire fraud is rampant. I
Yeah.
see it still all the time. And the reality is that one misrouted wire can tank an agency like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So fraud is number one. Number two is something that I don't feel enough of us talk about, and that is our talent pool. Because title's not sexy, because really none of us came into the industry saying, hey, I want to do title, because number one, we don't know what it is. And number two, it can be mundane and boring unless you like analytics and you like researching and data and things like that. Whereas mortgage is seen as, you know, you guys do a great job in educating and no,
Yeah, but mortgage isn't exactly bringing in the youth of America either. So
it's not, but you do better than title, I will tell you that. Our problem is that we're aging out and we're not
yeah,
replaced.
that's everybody, especially. I mean,
Yep.
not just mortgage, but all the ancillary industries, appraisers,
Mhm.
appraisers especially.
Oh, yeah.
Title, yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah. So that's something that, and I've seen recently, like Capital Title, they're advertising a program now. They're trying to get people in, which I think is awesome.
Mhm.
More underwriters and title companies need to do that. Us title agents, we can do that through mentorship, which is huge as well. So I hope to start seeing some more initiatives there because if we all age out, I don't know what we're going to do because
Yeah.
there's, you know, again, because nobody comes in and says, hey, I want to get to title. You kind of have to be tricked into it or steered into it. So we
It's
we
one of
need
those
to
things that's behind the scenes, unless you have somebody to pull the curtain back, you're not going to know that it's there, right?
exactly.
So going back to the fraud thing, just, what are some good resources folks can go to that are in the mortgage business that they can, I mean, look, we always have our ongoing education for, this is the fraud red flags, that kind of thing. But if somebody wanted to look up or research or just learn kind of what's going on in fraud and what some of the actions are being taken to help prevent it, where could they go?
So I would say Alta Best Practices has some excellent resources, first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
especially around wire fraud. Also, if I tell anybody who deals as a fiduciary, they deal with money in escrow in any capacity, if you're not partnered with some sort of vendor like certified or closing lock, you're missing the boat because partners like those, not only are they verifying the wire instructions, they're verifying identities as well, but they also offer an insurance component, which is
Mm-hmm.
huge. So if something goes wrong, you're covered
Yeah.
as long as you're following all the guidelines. So those would be the two. Also, any, MBA puts out newsletters, Alta puts out newsletters.
Mm-hmm.
They also put out real life scenarios that have happened with copies of documentation. So being a part of those industry organizations is huge. And then lastly, I would say just stay connected with your peers in the industry too,
Yeah.
whether it just be like quick phone calls, if you're in groups on LinkedIn, because, anytime we see something weird on those little groups, like we'll share it, obviously we're redacting information, but we're like, hey, watch out for this. Look at this. Does this look like it would be fraudulent? And it's getting harder and harder to detect those items.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy now. It's crazy. And like for y'all listening out here, if you don't believe the impact that, fraud can really make, go back and listen to my previous podcast, Big Skip Energy podcast with Matthew Cox, and he will go through everything he did to steal millions of dollars from people. And it's wild, y'all. It's wild. So for the second thing you said, I would love to see, there are state chapters of the Mortgage Bankers Association, I know national, that kind of thing, trying to address the same problem that you just brought up with the aging out, and even not just aging out. Like I'm 44, I'm considered a spring chicken by mortgage standards. And so, it's a problem that I think we all need to work together on, because like you said, you do have to have a specific type of personality and interest to want to be successful in title. But I think it's important for the mortgage industry, and frankly in banking as well, because title also does a lot with banking, to really work together to expose people to the different aspects of not just mortgage, not just banking, but hey, did you know you can also do all of this stuff that is also connected to it? Because it's a pretty wide range of talent, interests, specialties, and I think people sometimes forget, because we're in it every day, right? So, we know people sometimes forget what all is involved in a real estate financing transaction. And there's a lot of potential job opportunities out there that folks need to know about. And yeah, it's not sexy. We do not work in a sexy business, and that's okay. But, the mortgage business has been very good to me for over 22 years now. And it is a career that, I fell into, and I think we need to do a better job, like you said, of trying to get the word out that these are, that these are options. You mentioned one a second ago for a company that's doing something. Do you know of anything else out there?
Right now, that's the only one that I've really seen that's really pushing it to the forefront and going full out advertising it. But I'm always on the hunt for other companies.
Yeah. Well, like Mortgage Bankers of Tennessee has got something going right now. I just had Ashley Logan on from Eustis Mortgage, but she's also involved in Louisiana Mortgage Bankers. They've got something going for the mortgage piece. I feel like we can tie this all in. I'd be interested to see what the Mortgage Bankers Association of Florida, would be interested in doing, trying to get everybody involved. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential there.
I agree. And I think that's also an avenue that we could partner together, like title and mortgage, banking, like you said. We could all come together and try to formulate something to attract folks into our industry, even if we're title is a part of it, but they end up going into mortgage. It's still a win-win. But that would be a space, and I really like your idea. That would be a space where we could all kind of collaborate for the greater good, because it impacts us all.
Yeah, I agree. So, all right, we are drawing to a close. Before we wrap up, was there anything else you want to share with the audience today?
I think we pretty much covered it. I'm excited.
All right. Well, in that case, tell me in case anyone wants to connect with you, where should they go? What should they do?
So I am mostly present on LinkedIn. So Heather Arato at LinkedIn. I'm also on Instagram. So Heather Ann 820 on Instagram, and Heather Talks Title and Mortgage are my two handles. So that's where you find Title Talk Tuesday, all the women in title things. And that's where you find me. All
right. You ready for a little trivia today?
As ready as I'll ever be, Skip.
All right. So this category, I'm going to give you 90s rap.
Ooh, uh-oh.
All right. Let's see. Now, first of all, are you well-versed in this topic? Or do you consider yourself well-versed? I'm going to give you some pretty easy ones, but I still want to throw them out there.
Okay. All right. I listen, I partake, but...
You partake? Okay.
We'll see.
All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna start. Now, I'm going to read off a lyric. You got to tell me who it is, okay? The name of the song, if you can get it, but also the artist. And this is going to be reading rap lyrics as a middle-aged white man, all right? So
that's entertainment right there.
Yeah, there will be a particular emphasis on the middle-aged white man part. All right. Cash rules everything around me, cream. Sung by.
Oh, no. Oh no.
Oh, Heather, this is supposed to be like the softball throwing up for you here.
I don't know if it's the middle-aged white man reading it or that is just not.
That is unfortunate. Okay,
Yeah,
that is the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, Wu-Tang.
Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Cream. Get the money. Dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Wow.
right.
I'm embarrassed.
Oh, goodness
Yeah.
gracious. Let's try. Okay, let's do something a little easier. A little easier now. This will be one-hit wonders of R&B rap 90s, all right? Yeah. This is how we do it. It's Friday night.
This is how we do it.
Sung by.
Is it Montel Jordan?
Yes, we got Montel Jordan. Okay, you're 1 for 2. Let's see if you can get
Slight redemption.
Slight redemption. Let me see if I can find a good one here. Ooh, that's a hard one even for me. Let's see. Okay. If you get this one, I will legitimately be impressed because this is one of my favorites, but not a lot of people know. Well, I shouldn't say not a lot of people. A lot of people that I know don't know this one. So, but now, okay. Now, where are you from originally? Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that had nothing to do with this. I was just curious because it might help if you were from someplace else. Anyway. All right. Visualizing the realism of life and actuality. That's a hard one. If you got that one, I'd be impressed. That is Nas. Nas, New York State of Mind. Yep. Wow. That was, this is a big letdown. You know what? I'm going to have to rethink even having you on the show. This might just be a delete.
It might be just full on. Just
pull the plug, everybody. Pull the plug.
I would not blame you. I would not.
Okay.
No.
All right. Last one. I promise.
Well,
I got to give you a chance to redeem yourself.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Guess who's back?
Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
So.
Guess who's back? Eminem.
Thank you. Okay. I was going to say, that's just bad. That's just bad if you didn't get that.
If I would have been like, oh,
I don't know who that one is. Goodness gracious me. All right. Well, you know what? You got a couple, right? That'll do. That'll move you on to the next round, right?
Okay. 50%.
Heather, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Good information, great chat, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes. Thank you, Skip. Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.